For this video that demonstrates the capability of the new Panasonic UX180, we follow our main character that engages in different activities, and it all builds up to the last scene where we can actually see who she is.
Both UX90 standard and UX180 premium model will be ideal solution for basically any type of productions, such as documentary films, live recordings from sports to events or news gathering.
We knew the specifications of the UX180 before we got the camera, but we were still surprised of what it could do. Like in the manual it said it had a good 5-axis image stabilization, but it was even better than we could dream.
光学手ブレ補正は従来機より大幅に強化されました。
We had a lot of other shots on gimbals to have an extremely fluent camera movement, but then we thought, let's take a shot on the back of the ATV, and to our surprise, when we looked at the recording afterwards, it looks very, very stable, and yet there is just the hand of the operator and the 5-axis stabilization that does all the work. It works very, very well indeed.
So the images I saw straight from the camera are so clear. You saw like everything, even wrinkles that you can't see even in the mirror.
The camera is equipped with a 1-inch sensor. It brings great balance between the resolution, sensitivity, and power of magnification.
I was apprehensive about shooting with a 1-inch sensor. I didn't know what to expect at first, but it is a nice trade-off. It gives you the possibility, such as in this camera, to have a very long-range lens with a very wide angle, which proved very interesting to get all shots done efficiently. But it also gives you a depth of field that's not too shallow, so you can easily use it, and you have a bit of wiggling room if you have a moving camera like we have in a lot of shots, and you don't want to get in trouble with a very shallow depth of field.
UX180 は HD 撮影時 200Mbps のオールイントラモードを搭載しています。
Which means there's a lot of video quality, but also you have a little room in post for tweaking.
There is no additional accessories needed, no heavy luggage when running after your next news story. All you need is already built in.
The UX180 did really shine at the scene with the Smith. For this kind of production you normally have a lot of gear, but with this one you have everything into one, so it moved things really along.
The Smith, it went so well and went so fast. We thought this is gonna take in between half a day and a day. Actually, everything was wrapped in a few hours.
もちろん新開発の20倍ズームレンズです。高画質と高倍率ズームをコンパクトサイズで実現するために、パナソニックの光学テクノロジーの粋を結集して開発しました。
You can do the tight shots, you can do the very wide shots without exchanging lenses, and that speeds up production time a whole lot.
So the sunset shoot was a challenging shoot for the crew because they only had like 20 minutes before the sunset.
So you have to get all your shots in a very, very limited amount of time, and the pressure is high to do it right then. And the camera needs to perform very, very well, which it did. Very, very well.
I also shot footage for the behind the scenes, but most of the time we shot at nighttime or in a black box, so it was quite dark. But even under those circumstances, the UX180 picked up a lot of detail. It's a really sensitive camera.
It's worth mentioning that the camera has a standard 3G SDI connection, so it fits into your standard workflow as any other camera would. The camera is compact and it does feature a 20x zoom, which starts very wide, which means you have one package that does it all. The close shots, the wide shots, you don't have to exchange lenses or anything, and also it's compact, lightweight, So you can put it on a jib, and for the next shot you can put it on a tripod or a skater for another shot.
The flying shot in the woods was done by rigging the camera to a cable between two trees. That was possible because the camera is really lightweight. In one of the takes, the camera even bumped against the tree, so we can say it's quite sturdy.
One of the features of this camera is that it does record Ultra HD in 50p and in 60p. So all the shots we needed in Ultra HD and in slow motion, we shot them in 50p and slowed them down by 50%. So we have nice 25p dramatic slow motion. The last scene we shot was the dancing scene, and by then we were so used to the camera that all the issues there were actually filling up the room with smoke and getting the acting right and stuff like that, rather than anything with the camera. It was becoming a second nature in a few days. So that's actually a testimony to how ergonomic and intuitively the camera operates.